Hey, how you doing? Welcome to my short series about a short series of rather unfortunate events. Let's delve into this, shall we? All right. Let's delve right into this short series about a short series of rather unfortunate events. You're going to have to deal with the sound. Not so much this side of this particular room at my undisclosed location, but the other side has a high ceiling and the aircon's running, and I'm going to stay comfortable while I do this short series about a short series of rather unfortunate events. So it all began on the last day of Songkran. I live on Pratumnak Hill, but I wanted to get up, all up in it. So I got myself a room down in Pattaya, and couldn't help but notice that there was this group of fellas that were, partaking of the Songkran festivities, staked out outside of the hotel. They're having a good old time, and I plan on too, but I'm not sticking around the hotel. So I go about my day of partaking in the Songkran festivities on Beach Road down in Pattaya, and I had come and gone more than once from the hotel to, revive, take a shower, freshen up, get down back into the trenches of the actions again. And like I said, the fellas were staked out there all day, having their fun with their squirt guns and tying a good one on. And there got to be a point in the evening where I think there was more sweat than water flying, and that was when I was like, I had enough, and I'm gonna head back to my room at the hotel and maybe do some people watching. Sitting outside of there, it was on a little side soy. It had a few bars and action going on. Sorry, but I turned that off. So anyways, decided to get myself a beer at the 7-Eleven and sit down a little bit of ways from the fellas that were right out directly in front of the place. I'm sitting there, I'm drinking my beer and having a good time, doing my share of people watching, and I look down to my left, shortly off of at the end of the soy, shortly away from the strip on Pattaya Beach Road. I see this appears to be a drunk woman. I mean, she's bouncing off every bar like a pinball, come down the soy, slowly but surely, coming our way. And she stopped at one point, directly in front of me, and Swadika, I'm like, yeah, same to you. But when she looked at me, she wasn't looking at me. I mean, she had that, what they would call for someone that's seen too much war, is that 1,000-yard stare. I mean, she was looking through me. And I just thought, wow, she's gone, man. She is gone. She goes about her way, and now the fellas directly in front of the hotel notice her. And right away, they start squirting her. You think, hey, that's part of Songkran. But no, not with these douchebags. These guys are purposely squirting in her already saturated, wearing no bra, white blouse, and purposely squirting her in the crotch. And she's discombobulated and drunk, and she's just trying to work her way down the soy. At that point I thought to myself, who gets that messed up in the midst of that many people who are also messed up? And who are you with? What kind of friends do you have that let you just peel off? Okay, maybe you clearly had enough and you recognize that, and you're working your way back to your accommodations, your scooter, your car, whatever. But you think somebody be looking out for you, but not in this case, I guess. So get back to the story. They're squirting her in her chest area and her directly in her crotch, and the times that she would try to fend herself from the barrage of Songkran fools, in this case, in her butt. And now she's directly in front of him, and one meathead reaches out off, he's kind of on the property of the hotel, but he reaches out in the soy and pulls her right off the soy into his group of friends. Now, I got to my feet at this point, but my brain was telling me don't move. And that's because once he pulled her off the soy, they all seemed to, in my appearance, I've been around the block, to have their way with her, if you will, although still fully clothed, and just passed her around. Oh, again, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to turn that off. But anyways, they're all, humping on her, for a lack of a better word, and passing her around and feeling her up. And I'm just like, oh man, this is not cool. The same meathead that pulled her off the soy and into his group of pals now pulls her out of his group of pals, and he's pulling her towards the hotel door. And I'm just like, oh man, now I'm slowly kind of moving in the same direction. And I'm watching and slowly going. I'm keeping an eye on his friends. They all seem to have gone back to their rabble-rousing with Songkran. And he's pretty much pulling her like a caveman up the stairs of the hotel. And when she gets to the stairs, he broke, well, I wouldn't say she broke free. She just kind of poured out of his hand. He was tugging her, and he goes in the door. And I'm thinking, I know what's going on here. I clearly knew what was going on here. She melts into a puddle right there on the stairs of the hotel. She takes off her shoes, and she's trying to get as comfortable as you can on marble stairs of a hotel. And I'm looking, and I'm just like, okay, she seems relatively safe. He went in, show's over, at least we hope. Someone's going to notice her and either get her where she's going or get her up or something. But here comes this hole. And he gets it, and he's trying to put her shoes back on and trying to get her to her feet. And I mean, she's like the scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. She's got sea legs going on. And like I said, I saw earlier, she had the 1,000-yard stare. So now he gets her into the hotel, and again, he's trying to trudge her in, pull her in. And if she knew better and wasn't intoxicated, she would have clearly been resisting this guy, but she was inebriated. Now he pulls her into the hotel, and I know this guy. He's figuring she's wasted. He's going to take advantage of her. Clearly was going to. Gets her into the lobby. Now everything, it's on cran. It's a nice joint, but everything's wet. Everything, inside, outside, it's all wet. Again, he's pulling her, and she kind of slips out of his pull, and he goes off with his, with his thoughts in his head, getting ahead of himself, and she's lagging behind. Now she's kind of going, not willingly going with him, but going in that direction. And next thing you know, her feet are perpendicular with her head, and boom, she's down. Now I'm going in. Now I'm moving, and I'm saying, this is enough. This girl is just, she was already jacked up. And now she's just literally, her feet went up. I thought it was like the Matrix. She defied laws of gravity. And she came down, and now I go in the lobby. And I'm thinking, my walk from where I was to the lobby, and the lobby was busy with people working there, and everyone seemed to have noticed this spectacle unraveling, and no one's helping. And I'm like, you're doing the right thing. Go on in. And I'm over, and I'm looking at her, and her eyes are open, and again she's looking right through me, and now they're starting to roll in the back of her head. Now here comes this asshole meathead, and he's hovering over, and he's looking at me. Oh, she's all right, mate. She's all right. And he's he's gonna grab her and pull her across the wet floor. I said, no, she's not, dude. Her eyes are rolling in her back of her head. Boom! That punk-ass bitch sucker tackled me right into some furniture in the lobby, and I'm just like, what? It was like a freight train. I mean, it was as bad as a sucker punch, but in this case, it was like a sucker tackle, I'm guessing because he was like a soccer player over in the UK. I've got a distaste for them people now. I'm sorry. I just really do. And, it happens fast. Boom! I was just like, oh, fuck. I thought my shoulder was just snapped in half. Because in the tackle, I kind of did this thing where I was trying to make sure that I landed all right, but I didn't. I landed on my shoulder that was already injured in the first place from a fall down a cliff. on 4th of July several years ago in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. It was horrifying, by the way. I never went to the hospital to have it looked at, and it's a creaky little arm there. So anyways, next thing you know, he takes off and he's gone. He takes off. She's still there. Now I've got all these. I had a camera mishap, so I don't know where I'll find out in editing. But anyways, now I've got the attention of all the people that were in the lobby that this woman should have gotten long before she even slipped and fell, but still didn't get any after she slipped and fell. And now I have bellhops and presumably front desk clerks and gathered around me. And at some point during getting sucker tackled, she had made her way, the girl, the intoxicated girl, had got to her feet and somehow made it to the front desk, where she was now a puddle in the front of the front desk, but that's neither here nor there. And everybody's telling me, I've got all these bellhops telling me, stay calm, mister, stay calm. I'm thinking, I feel like, my shoulder's just been busted up. I'm sitting here, and here was the funny thing. They're telling me to stay calm, which I completely was. Very upset, very shaken, and in a lot of pain. But I didn't raise my voice. It wasn't like, I'm going to yell, it's, getting going off. But I've got 4 bellhops. 2 in front of me, 2 sitting on this bench seating that was, that I got tackled into. And I've got 1 rubbing this shoulder, 1 rubbing this shoulder that I didn't need rubbed because it was completely hurting. 1 patting my leg over here, 1 rubbing my knee over here. And I was like, holy smokes. It was just kind of a weird moment, but I'm sure they meant well, and they were only trying to keep me calm and comfort me in my moment of need, whatever it is. But nonetheless, I just sat there for a while, and the pain wasn't going to be going away anytime soon. And I just told everyone I'm cool. I'd hope somebody that seen what happened, and from between things lost in translation, somebody said that they would be looking for both of them. And I'm like, I'm going to my room. No more problems out of me. Or I should say no more problems, period. I'm going back to my room. I go in my room, I can't sleep. My shoulder's just, it's just jacked. Now I'm thinking about things. I'm thinking, I'll be damned, I went to help somebody, and I get sucker tackled, and my shoulders messed up my evening, even though my evening was wrapping up in the first place. I just didn't warrant that kind of action. And so I'm like, F this dude, I'm going to the police station. So I go to the police station, I tell them the whole story that I just told you, and they said they'll make an attempt to find out if he's actually lodged at the same accommodations, which he was. They said that they would try to come get him to cooperate for a meeting, which he did, and then they arranged for a meeting for all of us in person, and just the way Thailand works. And I don't know any other word to describe what they do, but they have a unique way of settling things. I didn't want to see this guy go to jail. I didn't want to, but I had to go to the hospital, and that cost me money. So make a long story short, they negotiated a settlement. Funny thing is when the police thought my number was reasonable, he didn't. And he says, oh, mate, that's going to dip into my holiday budget. And the cop straight looked at him. He said, well, maybe next time you should have budgeted an assault into your little excursion budget that you're whining about. Nonetheless, he goes and he gets the money, comes back, pays me, sign a bunch of paperwork, end of story. But that is where the short series that I'm doing now about the short series of unfortunate events caused me to leave the Pattaya area. Pattaya, Jantiem. I lived on Pratumnak Hill. That'll be part of my segment in the next series. It doesn't matter if you lived in Jantiem. People say, oh, Pattaya. I lived on the hill purposely because I thought it was a happy medium between crazy town Pattaya and a little bit too chill and a little bit too many other things in Jantiem, and I thought it would be a happy medium. But I digress. That'll be in the next episode of another short series about an unfortunate event, and that was my choice. I accept full responsibility. Thought it was going to be a nice place. Stay tuned for that episode, number 2 of a short series about a short series of unfortunate events.